Okay, so what do you mean by dual aspect concept?
Sir, each transaction made by the business जो affect करता है business को.
Each transaction made by the business has double effect, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you are receiving something means you are compulsorily giving something. Okay, this is dual aspect concept, and according to the dual aspect concept, one equation has been developed. That equation is called as, what is that equation? वो equation क्या था?
हाँ sir.
That equation was asset equal to
Asset equal to liability plus
liability plus capital, or capital plus
liability.
liabilities. This was dual aspect concept, asset equal to capital plus liabilities, right? So
Yes, sir.
these were various concepts that we have already discussed. Now today we'll start with various accounting conventions. Okay, so concept and convention both are the rules of accounting, right? Already I have told you in the first class that both the concept and convention both are the rules of accounting which are followed while recording the business transactions and while preparing the financial statements. अब
Yes,
देखो,
sir.
now just see. So already concept we have discussed. So now we will discuss certain accounting conventions. So conventions means what? Accounting conventions refers to common practices which are universally followed in recording and presenting accounting information of the business. These are followed like custom or tradition. These are like traditions. Accounting conventions are like traditions or practices. Whatever practice we are doing daily. Okay, how, in what methods we are maintaining our accounting records, that are called conventions. Okay, so these are like tradition, pratha. Okay, tradition means what? Custom, tradition, it means what? Pratha. Okay, means whatever the practice we are making in our daily accounting. So accounting conventions are just the practices and customs and traditions which are followed universally by all the business entities. See, accounting conventions help in, we will discuss that one by one. Now coming to what are various accounting conventions? Here it is given. First is what? First is convention of consistency. What is that? Convention of consistency. Then convention of materiality. Then convention of conservatism. We will discuss one by one. First, we will start with what? Convention of consistency. Okay. So what do you mean by convention of consistency? See, consistency means what? The convention of consistency means that same accounting principle should be used. Same accounting principle should be used for preparing the financial statements year after year. Means consistent. What do you mean by consistency? Just tell me the meaning of consistency.
Yeah, regular.
Regularly. Whatever means steadily, constantly, whatever we are following, that is consistency. So the consistency convention states that once one principle has been followed, that should be followed year after year. Okay, एक बार आप जिस प्रिंसिपल को फॉलो कर लिया तो हमेशा वही प्रिंसिपल फॉलो करना चाहिए, ठीक है? Okay, so once one principle or one convention has been followed, that must be followed year after year for preparing the financial statements. So a meaningful conclusion can be drawn from the financial statements of the same enterprise when there is a comparison between them over a period of time. Okay, but this can be possible only when accounting policies and practices followed by the enterprise are uniform, means are same and consistent over a period of time. It means what? If you are following the same principle only, okay, then only you can compare the result of one year with another year, right? For example, see, I am teaching accounting, right? Another teacher is there, he is also teaching accounting. And one common rule is there for accounting teachers. For example, like you can take, okay, one common rule is there that you should teach accounting in this way. One rule is there. Okay. So I am following that rule and I am teaching. That person is following same rule and he is also teaching. So we both are following same rule and we are teaching. So what happens? It will be easier for the students. Okay. They can compare ourselves. They can compare me and that teacher and they will choose the better one. Okay. If we both are following the same principle, then it will be easier to compare. Okay. Who is better? Similarly, if same principle is followed in all accounting years, then it will be easier to compare the financial statement of one year with another year. If the same principle is followed only, but the financial statement of last year is prepared on the basis of different rule. The financial statement of this year is prepared on the basis of another rule. So it is not good to compare, right? See, you are a 10th class student. So if you will compare yourself with a 10th class student only, then that will be justified. Yes or no? आप अगर आप 10th class student ही compare करोगे तभी जाकर justified होगा. But you are a 10th class student and you are comparing yourself with a 6th class student. So will it be justified?
No, sir.
No. Like that means what? In order to compare, both the statements or both the persons must be in similar capacity, right? So when you will compare your financial statement of one year with the financial statement of another year, or if you want to compare your financial statement with the financial statement of other business, then all the financial statements must be prepared by following the same rule. Okay. So consistency what states? Consistency states that once one principle is followed, that should be followed year after year. Okay. एक बार किसी प्रिंसिपल को फॉलो कर लिया तो हर बार वही प्रिंसिपल से फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट बनना चाहिए. Then come. See. Sorry. It is. So different accounting procedures and practices are used for preparing financial statements of different years, then the result will not be comparable. Generally, a businessman follows same practices or methods year after year for preparing the books of accounting. So this principle or this convention states that once one principle or one method is followed, you should follow it year after year. Okay. So why? Because it will be easier for comparison. See, one example is given. See, while charging depreciation on fixed assets or valuation of closing stock, once one particular method is used, then it should be followed year after year so that the financial statement can be easily analyzed and compared. Provided that depreciation on fixed assets is charged or unsold stock is valued by using same method year after year. It means what? There are various methods of what do you mean by depreciation, Madan?
Depreciation. Yeah. Sure.
Depreciation means whenever you are purchasing any fixed asset. For example, simple example I'm giving you. You are purchasing one bike. Okay. The cost of that bike is 1 lakh rupees. And that bike will run for 10 years. Right? So every year, 10,000 value of that bike will decrease. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That is called depreciation. Decrease in the value of asset due to use. Okay. Is called as depreciation. In business also, we have many assets like machinery, furniture. Okay. Machine, furniture, all these are assets for the business. And business is using these assets. So the value of these assets are decreasing. That is called depreciation. But for calculation of depreciation, various methods are there. Okay. We will discuss that later on. So once one method is followed, then that should be followed every year as per the convention of consistency. Okay.
Yes, sir.
See. So therefore, see. Therefore, as per this convention, same accounting method should be adopted year after year in the preparation of financial statement. But it doesn't mean that a particular method of accounting once adopted can never be changed. Whenever a change in method is necessary, it should be disclosed by way of footnote. Okay, it means what? Once one method is followed, you should follow it every year, but it doesn't mean that you cannot change it. You can change it if it is required. Okay, if it is necessary to change, then you can change it, no issue. But if it is not necessary, then you should not change the method which are followed in preparing financial statements. But if it is necessary to change, you can change. Okay. So what is the significance or importance of this method? Or this significance means what? Importance. So what is the importance of what? This convention? First, it facilitates comparative analysis of financial statements of different year. Yes or no? It will be easier to compare the financial statements of different year due to this convention. Why? Because we are preparing financial statements by following this same rule every year. So it will be easier for comparison. Second one is it ensures the uniformity in the change of depreciation on fixed asset and valuation of closing stock. Okay, it means there are various methods of charging depreciation. There are various methods of valuing our closing stock. Okay, so this convention ensures that uniformity. Uniformity means what? Same principle is followed while charging depreciation. Same principle is followed while valuing closing stock. Okay. So this method is very important, and this convention states that we should follow same rule every year. Some in-text questions are there. Okay, sorry. See, some in-text questions are there. We will discuss that now. Okay, so now you have to answer. First one is what? Convention of consistency means that same accounting principles should be followed for preparing financial statements. Dash. Fill in the blank.
The convention of consistency means that same accounting.
Same principle is followed for preparing financial statements. Just we discussed year after year.
Year after.
Or every year. Okay. Same principle should be followed for preparing financial statements every year. Or you can write here what? Year after year. What you can write? Year after year or every year. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then coming to second one. Second one is that unsold goods are valued at cost price or days, whichever is less. See, I will tell you this answer because you don't know this answer. So just see the closing stock. Okay, the unsold stock, that is called closing stock. Okay, stock of goods is always valued at cost price or market price, whichever is less or lower. For example, we have some stock of goods with us. Okay, so the cost price of that, cost price means what? What do you mean by cost price?
जो सेलिंग प्राइस है, मतलब जो आइटम की उस प्राइस, जो उस आइटम की प्राइस है.
Purchase price, right? Whatever the amount we are paying at the time of purchase, that is called as cost price. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So, say for example, we have some goods. Means we have paid 100 rupees to purchase that goods. Okay. And the market price of that goods are now 120 rupees. Cost price is 100. Okay. Here I am writing. See. Cost price of the goods are, cost price, how much? 100. MP means what? Market price is 120. Okay. Cost is 100. Market is 120. So the value of our closing stock is what? Cost price or market price, whichever is less, whichever is lower. So here cost price is lower. So the value of closing stock will be 100 rupees, right? Getting me?
Yes.
Okay. So unsold goods are valued at cost price or market price. You can write here. Cost price or MP. MP means what? Market price, whichever is less. Okay. So first blank will be market price, second blank will be less or lower. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
unsold goods are valued at cost price or market price, whichever is lower. Coming to third, and am I audible now clearly?
Yes, sir.
Precious metals like gold or silver or diamond are general valued at dash, means cost price or market price.
Sir, market price.
Very good, market price, because we already know gold, the value of the gold in the market is changing every day, right?
Yes, sir.
So all the precious metals are always valued at market price. Okay, very good. So got it, concept, convention of consistency. So convention of consistency means once one principle of accounting is followed, that should be consistently followed every year. Okay.
Sir.
Now coming to next one. The second convention is what? Convention of materiality. Materiality means what? See. Here materiality means what? Important. Material means what?
Important.
Here material means important. Okay. Here for this convention, material means important. So convention of materiality states that, see, states that to make financial statement meaningful, only material fact means what? Important and relevant informations should be supplied to the user of accounting information. Okay. The question arises that here, what is material fact? Material means what? Important. So to make the financial statement important, to make the financial statement useful, only important items must be provided to the users, those who need the accounting information. Only important items, important information regarding accounting should be provided to them. So here question comes that what is important? So the materiality or importance of fact depends upon its nature and the amount involved. Material fact refers to information that will influence the decision of user. For example, a businessman is dealing in electronic goods. So he purchases TV, refrigerator, washing machine, etc. for his business. In buying these items, he uses large part of his capital. So these items are important. Significant means what? Important items. So thus, these items should be recorded in the books. At the same time, to maintain day-to-day office work, he purchases pen, pencil, matchbox, and Sentex stick, etc. So for this, he will use very small amount of his capital. So, but to maintain the detail of every pen, pencil, matchbox, and other small item is not considered much significant. It means what? Simple example, simply I am expressing. You see, materiality convention states that only important items should be recorded. Only important items should be recorded, but those items which are not important, that should not be recorded in detail. Okay, for example, one electronic businessman is there. So he purchases TV, he purchases refrigerator, he purchases washing machine. So all these items should be clearly recorded. Okay. Purchased TV, 10 quantities, 10,000 each. So 1 lakh rupees. Okay. So we will record like this. TV. Okay. Quantity kitna hai? 10. Okay. Value kitna hai? 10,000. Okay. So, and total amount is 1 lakh, right?
Yes, sir.
So we similarly refrigerator, we will record all these items in detail. Why? Because these items are important for us, because we are dealing with these items and we have invested much more money in these items, right? To purchase these items, we have invested more and more money. So these items should be clearly recorded. On the other hand, we are also purchasing pen, pencil, all these things to maintain our day-to-day activities, right? So we have purchased 300 rupees pen, pencil, etc. Okay. So we will not write pen, 10 quantities, 10 rupees is 100, pencil, 5 quantities, 5. We will not record like this. We will simply write stationery. What we will write? Stationery. Stationery, how much? 300 rupees. See, these are irrelevant items. Very small amount is invested in these items. So simply I will write stationery 300 rupees. So no detail is required. Okay. No detail regarding pen, pencil, notebook, all these things. No detail is required. But whenever we are purchasing TV, fridge, washing machine, we have to write in detail. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
So materiality means what? Important. So materiality convention states that only important items should be recorded in the books of accountant clearly. Other than important items means those who are not important items that should not be recorded clearly. Okay. See,
Yes,
what
sir.
is the significance or importance of this convention? What is the importance? Significance means important. First point is that it helps in maintaining error in it helps in minimizing errors in the calculation. Okay. Why? How? Error means what? Mistakes. Okay. So this convention helps in minimizing the mistakes, minimizing the errors while calculation. Why? Because we will record only important items. Okay. And
Okay.
those who are not important items, that items are not recorded in detail, simply amount is put. So whenever we are recording only relevant items in detail, but all other items are not recorded in detail. So it will be easier for us to calculation. But if we will write all the items in detail, whether it is relevant or irrelevant, so the recording will be much more. Okay, we will be having much more recordings, so that calculation of these will be very difficult and many errors will come. So that is why if we will write only important items in detail and other items are not recorded in detail, so it will be easier for us to calculate. Okay. So it minimizes errors or mistakes. Then coming to second, it helps in making financial statement more meaningful. Why? Because only important items are recorded clearly. Irrelevant items are not recorded clearly. Simply the amount is put. So the meaning of the financial statements are will become more. Why? Because see, nowadays people do not have much time, right? लोगों के पास अभी टाइम नहीं होता इतना डिटेल में पढ़ने के लिए. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So लोग क्या करते हैं? So only important item ही आप देखो. Whenever while reading newspaper, you are also reading only important points. Are you reading the details of that newspaper? Are you going through in detail that newspaper?
No,
No.
sir.
Okay, only important items we are reading and all other things we are leaving. So why? Because you don't have much time. Similarly, while preparing financial statements, we should make sure that only important items are recorded in detail, because people do not have much time. Okay, so people will also read only important items, and though that items which are not important, that are not recorded in detail. So it will increase the value of our financial statement. People will be also interested in our financial statement, right? Why?
Okay.
Because we have recorded only important items. Then coming to third one, it saves time and resources, right? It also saves time. Yes or no? Because
sir.
we are recording only important items. So it saves times also. Okay. These are the importance of this convention. Now coming to some in-text questions. See, some questions are given. First one is what? Dash convention states that to make financial state more meaningful, only significant and important items should be supplied to the user. Which convention states? Madan?
Yes, sir.
Which convention? Dash convention states that only important items, significant or important items should be supplied to the users.
Um,
Materiality, convention of,
material.
just now we discussed. Materiality means what? Important. Okay. So convention of materiality states that only important items should be supplied to whom? Users. Materiality. Okay. Then coming to second one. Convention of materiality states that the significant items should be disclosed under dash.
For disclosure, full disclosure.
Under
Disclosure.
disclosure requirement, or just wait. What is the answer given in your book? Just wait. Different accounting head. Okay. Okay. So convention of materiality states that the significant items should be disclosed under different accounting head. Under
Different accounting head.
okay means only important item. For example, an item is asset, so that will be shown under asset. Okay. If an item is liability, so we will show that item under the head of liability. Okay. Then coming to next question. Third one is given. What is that? Dash convention keeps accountant and manager to focus on important items. Which concept
Your
keeps accountants to managers to focus on only important items? Which
materiality.
ones? Materiality. Okay. Very good. The next one is dash means that information which will influence the decision. Materiality. This is also what?
Materiality.
Materiality means, see, whenever we are providing only important items, so though the users, okay, like bank, management, all these things, they will take various decisions basing upon your accounting data. So they will check only important items. So if you have supplied only important items, only important points, then they will simply go through that important points and they will take various decisions. So importance or materiality, importance means materiality influences the decision of various users of accounting information. Got it clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now next is convention of what? Conservatism. We will discuss in the next class. Okay. Conservatism, and then bus after this convention, this chapter will also be over. Then we'll start third chapter in the next class. Okay.